Picture this. It's late at night and you're lying awake, staring at the ceiling. You're exhausted but can't sleep because your mind won't stop racing. Will I ever get ahead? Will I ever escape the grind? Am I destined to spend my best years chasing a paycheck? I've been there, feeling stuck, wondering if it's even possible to break free. Let me hit you with a harsh reality. Most people live their entire lives stuck in the same loop. They work 40+ hours a week for 40 years, just to retire and wonder where their life went. Sound familiar? Maybe you're already feeling it. Waking up every day, doing the same things, and questioning if this is it. Is this the best life has to offer? But let me tell you something. It doesn't have to be. You don't need to wait until you're 65 to start living. In fact, you could be completely free, financially free, in just 5 years. Sounds crazy, right? I get it. Most people will tell you it's impossible, but they're wrong. And today, I'm going to prove it. In this video, I'm giving you a foolproof, step-by-step game plan to retire in 5 years or less. You don't need to be a financial wizard. You don't need to be rich right now. All you need is a willingness to act and the discipline to stick with it. So, if you're serious about creating a life you love, stay with me until the end. Because once you see how this works, you'll never look at money or your future the same way again. First, let's talk about what retirement really means. Most people think of it as the day you stop working altogether. But that's outdated. Retirement today isn't about stopping work. It's about having the freedom to choose how you spend your time. Here's what I mean. You could keep working, but only on projects that excite you. You could travel, explore, and experience life without worrying about a paycheck. You could spend more time with your family, hobbies, or even start a passion business. Retirement isn't an age, it's a financial position. It's when your passive income covers your expenses, so work becomes optional. Let's make that crystal clear. The goal isn't to have a giant pile of money sitting in a bank. The goal is to create systems that generate income without you constantly trading your time for it. This is why traditional retirement plans don't work for most people. They tell you to save for 40 years, then live off that money for the rest of your life. But who wants to wait that long? Instead, we're going to flip the script. I'm going to show you how to create income streams that fund your lifestyle within 5 years. It's not magic, it's strategy. Here's the first big step you need to know: your freedom number. What's that? It's the amount of money you need every month to cover your expenses and live the life you want. Let's break it down. 1. Add up all your monthly expenses: rent, food, insurance, entertainment, everything. 2. Think about the lifestyle you want. Maybe you want to travel a few times a year or move to a more comfortable home. Factor that in too. 3. Once you've got your number, that's your target. For most people, it's somewhere between $3,000 and $6,000 a month. Here's the good news. Reaching that number is a lot easier than you think. It's not about having millions of dollars. It's about building passive income streams that generate enough to cover that amount every single month. And here's the kicker. Once you hit your freedom number, you're retired. No more worrying about bills. No more being stuck in a job you hate. And let me say this. Your freedom number isn't about bare minimum living. It's about creating a life you actually enjoy. Because let's be real. What's the point of retiring early if you're eating instant ramen every day? Now that you know your freedom number, it's time to build a plan to hit it. Step 1 is freeing up money to invest. Here's the truth. Most people spend way more than they need to. And I'm not just talking about big expenses like rent or car payments. I'm talking about the small stuff that adds up. Do this. 1. Look at your last month's bank statement. Highlight every unnecessary expense. 2. Cut the fat. Cancel subscriptions you don't use. Negotiate lower rates on bills. Cook at home instead of eating out. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should live like a monk. Spend on the things you value. Just make sure you're saving and investing more than you're spending. Because here's the deal. Every dollar you save is a dollar you can invest, and every dollar you invest gets you closer to your freedom number. And speaking of investing, let's talk about where to put that money. Here's the golden rule. Don't let your money sit in a savings account. Inflation will eat it alive. Instead, invest it where it can grow. Here's where to start. Index funds. These track the stock market and grow steadily over time. They're low risk, low cost, and perfect for beginners. Real estate. You don't need to buy a mansion to get started. Look into house hacking, short-term rentals, or REITs, real estate investment trusts. Dividend stocks. These companies pay you to own their shares. It's like getting a paycheck just for being a shareholder. And let me stop you right here. If you're thinking, but what if the market crashes? Don't panic. Markets recover. Historically, the stock market has always gone up over time. The key is to start now and stay consistent. Here's a fun fact. If you invest $1,000 a month in an index fund with an 8% annual return, you'll have over $75,000 in 5 years. That's the power of compound growth. Let's talk about the real game changer, passive income. If you want to retire in 5 years, you can't rely on active income alone. You need income that flows in even when you're not working. Here are 3 ways to get started. 1. Real estate rentals. Buy a property, rent it out, and let the monthly rent cover your expenses. 2. Digital products. Write an ebook, create an online course, or start a YouTube channel. Once you've created the product, it keeps making money. 3. Side hustles. Start a business that doesn't depend entirely on you, like an online store or a content subscription model. The beauty of passive income is that it grows over time. With enough streams, you'll hit your freedom number faster than you think. Here's the truth. 5 years will pass, whether you act or not. The only question is, where will you be when they do? The plan I've shared today works, but only if you start. And if you're ready to take things even further, watch my next video, Finance Lessons from the Life of Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, he knows how to build wealth. Click it now and take the next step toward your financial freedom.